wrestling debate.
Not WWE, I take ESPN's advice and I apologize.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize to Michael Sam, I apologize to NFL, I apologize for dragging him into something that he probably had no idea what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
There are people online here bitching about how Sam's going to be the guest host next week on Raw. Now, this is a PR stunt by Michael Sam in this, so no, he's not the guest host. He's been invited.
And now here's Tyler Warner and Wayne Kurt.
Yes, and of course, he was invited, and of course, he wasn't there on Raw this past week, and of course, you know, it was basically forgotten.
Well, Tyler, I mean, it's kind of funny how they pulled it off. Was that Stephanie posted a statement about the whole Michael Sam invitation ad, and it was probably maybe a mere hours before the Cowboys signed him to the practice squad. And as soon as it did, as soon as that was announced, you go to WWE.com, the statement was removed, the Stephanie McMahon statement. All the images and pictures of Michael Sam being promoted for Raw removed. So clearly, the company realized once Sam signed with the Cowboys that he was not going to be showing up. Period. And there's really no point even hyping it up or promoting it as a even if he was never even going to show up. Period. Anyway, which is what I kept saying for a while. So that's where Jerry Springer comes in. Clearly, they went to Plan B, which was Plan B. Let's have Jerry Springer.
Basically,
come in and do, I guess, a Jerry Springer show with the Bella Twins. Because clearly they need anything to save this feud right now.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and again, I mean, this whole Michael, I mean, they got, you know, it was a stupid idea to begin with. I mean, you know, we spoke about it plenty enough last week, and, you know, just goes to show you how much of a joke it was, basically. So then Jerry Springer was brought in, I guess, you know, Plan B as far as bringing in a celebrity or you know, somebody outside the WWE to help this.
Honestly, I didn't realize the Jerry Springer show was still on television. Do people still find that entertaining?
I don't know. I mean, he's in his 70s now. I mean, but you know, I also got to mention too that this is like I think the first time ever that they called this a season premiere of Monday Night Raw, which I found a little odd. Like, you know, that $9.99, that wasn't the whole phrase throughout the night. Tonight, no, it was season premiere. You know, it's funny how like they all, you know, they kind of say sometimes like there's no off season in the WWE, and no.
That's the thing. Off season refers to sport. Premiere refers to television.
Right.
That's what WWE I keep hearing. We're television. We're a 3-hour TV show and movie. If that's the case, it's a shitty TV show.
Yeah.
There's way better shows on television.
Yeah.
If Raw was an actual TV show, it would have been canceled years ago.
Yeah. Season premiere. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not like Total Divas or something where they have a season premiere or something like that. Which, you know, by the way, I saw a poster, not, you know, like I guess online, I guess advertising, you know, Total Divas. And, you know, it's kind of odd how right now they have Nikki Bella and Brie Bella feuding. And, you know, they have them standing there in the poster, like, smiling, like as if, you know, what's going on Raw between them two is not, you know, I guess has no relevance here.
No.
So I don't know. I guess more on that segment later. But it started off with
yes, explain, because I only saw two things on YouTube.
Right, because, you know,
I boycotted still. Even, you know,
I can't blame you.
Even though they pulled the I don't know. I've heard people say that it was better than the last 2 weeks of Raw, but that's not really saying a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly.
How shitty the last 2 weeks were.
I mean, yeah, it was a little better.
It was improved. It was definitely an improvement.
It was an improvement.
Based on what I saw.
The ending was good, which we'll get to later on, obviously. But
Rollins almost killing himself, getting impaled by a steel cage.
Yeah,
that would have been great news.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in the like between the beginning and the end, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to me. But yeah, it began with the steel cage match, you know, between Chris Jericho, Bray Wyatt. I guess, you know, maybe it's a matter of Chris Jericho, maybe his Fozzy tour schedule. I don't know, maybe it wouldn't really allow him to compete at Night of Champions.
No, he is. He's facing Randy Orton.
Oh, he still is.
That was done to just kill off the Bray Wyatt feud.
Oh.
Which, like I said, which what I figured last week it was, but I figured it was just a waste anyway, because apparently, you know.
Apparently Bray Wyatt's taking a back seat to Randy Orton here then. I don't know.
You want to hear more of an insult? Apparently his next feud might be against Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship.
Is that right?
Yeah. What?
That's
I think that Ziggler has the kind of titles an insult to Ziggler, but the fact that Bray Wyatt might be his next feud, that's an insult to those two guys right there.
that's a little unfortunate for. Yeah, so I mean, you had the feud with John Cena that didn't, that hurt Bray Wyatt, I guess, in retrospect. Now you have kind of, rushing the feud with Chris Jericho, I guess, before, I guess it was supposed to end at Night of Champions, and now Jericho feuds with Randy Orton at,
Tyler, you just don't get it. It's not about selling the network or selling pay-per-view
I guess
or subscribers. It's about beating the NFL in the ratings, which is just laughable at this point.
Yeah, I guess, now they got more on their plate.
If they wanted to declare war on the NFL, they had the perfect city Monday night. It was in Baltimore, Maryland, of all places. Yeah. They could have easily took numerous shots at the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, telling WWE doesn't have a right to, because it's not like there haven't been any wife beaters in this company in the past or worse in this company in the past. So they really should be talking. But knowing Vince McMahon, he would have taken a shot at the NFL. He had the perfect city location to do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't. He took the high road for once.
Yeah. Yeah, now, you mentioned how now Chris Jericho is going to face Randy Orton Night of Champions. It threw me off because I was watching Raw and, Chris Jericho apparently getting checked out by doctors, his knee or something. And then I thought maybe, what Randy Orton then did to him, I thought that was a way to write Jericho off TV. But I guess,
no. I got a feeling that's going to happen at Night of Champions.
Because after Raw on Monday, I kind of just like tuned out of WWE. I got back to, football and, whatever else during the school week. And, I just like tuned out of wrestling, so I didn't even.
Well, the only I was focused on all week was the Ray Rice deal because every day something new came out and it wasn't good news.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's just more, I guess more that's going to hurt WWE, I guess in that case. But as far as attention goes on the internet,
well, yeah. As far as the fact that no one's talking about him, yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I guess Jericho's facing Randy Orton now at Night of Champions. We'll see how that feud. I mean, I guess they have next week to really get the rest of that together and set up.
I mean, telling you could say that they were promoting it for a while from the highlight reel guest appearance. I mean, of course, the brawl last Monday. So you could say they were kind of teasing it already.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Now you had an Intercontinental Championship segment, I guess. Dolph Ziggler, Damien Sandow and Miz with, pictures of, I guess Miz getting his makeover or whatever, I guess, his facial work and the one picture of him getting,
I find it kind of hilarious that a company is insulting a guy who's playing a over-the-top movie star when two of their top stars are movie stars as well.
Yeah.
I mean, are they? This is Vince's way of telling an inside joke here in a way?
I don't
like you'll miss us. You'll be gone, but you'll miss us.
Yeah. I don't know.
Speaking of Dave Bautista, apparently he might not be coming back. It sounds like maybe.
Yeah, I've been hearing he's.
Marvel restructured his contract. He's getting paid a lot more money. He signed on for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which has been confirmed, but Avengers 3. That shocked me a bit, but considering the fact that the main villain's Thanos and he's playing Drax the Destroyer, I can see why he would be in it. And it says significant role. He will have a significant role in the film. So, and I'm sure he's got other roles too in that. And it's only a 2-year deal, and he was not happy the last time he left. And I mean, if you heard the Chris Jericho interview, you could clearly tell he was pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that. Guess it remains to be seen. I guess if we do have that Batista or Lesnar match, right? I guess right now maybe it's not happening.
I mean, if he was going to come back, it would be for WrestleMania, but that's probably about it.
Yeah,
he might have one more WrestleMania match in him, and that's about it. Because by the time 2016 rolls around, his contract is up with the company.
Yeah,
and I don't see him renewing it. He has spoken very vocally about his distaste for the current product. And. I mean, he is, people always ask, how did John Cena beat this guy out for to be the face of the company? I'm like, well, because John's pretty much a yes man.
Yeah,
John follows orders. John is a company guy.
Man. Yeah.
He will not talk ill to the company in interviews.
I was reading the words that were this is about to come out of your mouth. Yeah.
But Batista, him and the Jericho interview, he's insulting everything about this company pretty much. Yeah. He's not afraid to say this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, and that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, and how he's even said to Vince's face in the past, but that doesn't scream company guy. And that's the reason why CM Punk was never going to be the company guy either, because they want somebody they can control.
Right, yeah.
Someone who will be their talking puppet when they have to do appearances and such. And John Cena is that guy. And Roman Reigns, as of right now, will be that guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you want to know how to get over it as a company in this right now, you got to just be a glorified. I don't want to say glorified, yes, but you got to pretty much follow instructions. And that. And even Batista said that he's the one thing he hates about this current roster is everybody's afraid to say no to something.
Right.
No, that's a stupid segment. No, that's a stupid idea. No, my character would never say that.
Yeah.
It's like in words David Batista, it's like all these guys are worried about. Oh no, well you're fired then. It's like he said no all the time to stuff.
Yeah.
It was, and Jerry even verified. It's like I don't know what's with all these young guys saying. Like they're just afraid to say no to this individual or that individual because they think, well, that means no push for me or no this for me or no that for me.
Yeah. So I guess I guess we'll get on to the Divas segment with Jerry Springer. It wasn't too great of a Raw, so nothing's jumping out at me here.
Mm-hmm.
Other than you had the NXT preview match.
I mean, there's people saying that it was too short, but it was like only a 5-minute match. But I'm like, no, it's a teaser.
Yeah,
they're plugging an event on the network.
Right.
In fact, that's how you plug people to subscribe to network. Not saying $9.99 for
right, yeah,
200 times an episode of Raw. You actually show something you can only see on the network, and you show a teaser and to make fans say, I want to see more of that. Well, you can on the network.
Yeah, like the Shield, the prelude to the Brock Lesnar and Cena match. Those were some good examples of stuff they could do more often for that. So they had that, and then eventually got to that Divas segment with Jerry Springer. I gotta quote Solomonster. Sounds awful.
Yeah.
When he said in his podcast, how remember a few weeks ago how, Nikki Bella said, she wished that Brie Bella died in the womb or whatever. And, well, maybe you could wish that this feud would have died in the womb. The womb.
Yeah, the womb. Yeah,
the womb.
The womb.
Yeah,
get those W stars mixed up.
I botched that as they would say in the WWE universe.
That's a botch. Yeah, that's a botch.
As the IWC would say, that's a botch. But yeah, after this segment too, it's just another case of I wish this feud would have died in the womb. I don't know if you heard about it. Really, it was kind of just a typical things got off track and then Jerry Springer.
So apparently they did an injury angle with Jerry Springer. And there was actually a moment where Jerry was smiling.
Yeah, he thought he was on the stretcher and he puts his thumb up
he's right. Smiling at Stephanie and Steph's smiling back at him. Apparently he don't lose the cameras on.
Yeah,
it's like how?
Yeah, it was. It turned into Nikki and Brie grabbing each other, I guess, and bumping Jerry Springer down and
apparently it seriously transitions into the Jerry Springer show, which was they had apparently Brie and Nikki's actual mother on the screen. I guess their little brother was up there. Then their other brother came out and side with Brie over Nikki, and he got shoved to the side.
Yeah, that got a little. It just became a mess, I think, and I think it's time to maybe end this storyline. I think they could find a way.
Apparently, there were people who had no idea. It was pretty such a clusterfuck of a segment that no one had any idea who the babyface and the heel were by the end of it. Really.
Yeah.
There were moments when Nikki came off as a babyface and Brie came off as a heel. It's, and I can see. The whole. If their brother came out and sided with Brie, that makes no sense. Usually, in this kind of a feud, the person would side with the heel.
Yeah.
Just to add more, kind of insult to the babyface, kind of. But whatever. No, I don't really care about the segment of this feud period, but somehow, somebody, Nikki got a Divas Championship match at Night of Champions.
Yeah, and
so
and the whole thing with the Divas Champion Paige and AJ, they tagged together this past week, but AJ Lee getting the pin or whatever. But I mean it's one of those things that,
I mean, like I said, no one's seen the Bella's feud there, but they probably want to see is AJ Lee feud with Stephanie McMahon for the Divas Championship.
Stephanie,
when they had that brief moment there where Steph told her to hand the belt over to her, there was like that fans actually gave a shit again. I mean, look, you got your most over diva right there. I mean, I know that's kind of probably insulting for the company since this one diva that's probably your most over is not even on your reality show that's about the divas in the first place.
Yeah, the Divas Champion, isn't on it either. Yes, Paige. So it's like, I don't. I
mean, but like most you could say most over, and also the most times you hear CM Punk chant on Raw is when she comes out. So speaking of CM Punk, by the way,
he's long list of demands and
a 20-page lawsuit. Apparently, it's over 2K15. Apparently, he's claiming he's claiming that WWE that because he's featured in it, he's guaranteed royalties. And WWE's saying, well, you were, but then you breached your own contract by refusing to work your remaining dates that you're obligated to work.
Yeah, and the game, and like the basis for the game is like already made, but like before he left the company, and as far as like them working on the roster and everything. So, I mean, I don't know, but apparently CM Punk has this long list of demands, and I don't know.
I when it's all said and done, WWE has more bank than Punk does. Best case scenario is they settle on something. I doubt, unless it's a quick one, but I doubt WWE wants to lose to Punk in a lawsuit.
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be more settling. If they lose, they're just gonna appeal to like a higher judge and so and so.
Yeah.
But apparently they've gotten so pissed off of this whole Punk lawsuit that there's only 4. They took away all of his merchandise except for 4 things. And these 4 things that are left are it's like an action figure, some taped up like gloves, like it's like his taped fist pretty much, and they're like selling, and they're selling for like extremely cheap. Like one of them's like was once $10, now it's like down to $2. One was like $5, now it's like 99 cents.
We lost some value there.
I mean, so if for everybody just waiting for Punk to come back, I'll give it 10 years tops until they might be on talking terms again. This is Bret Hart over again. I'm sorry, they're not talking to each other. And now that there's a lawsuit involved, they're never going to talk to each other in a couple of years.
Now, speaking of lawsuits, apparently Alberto Del Rio got some cash from WWE this week with some of his lawsuits.
Actually, Coy was talking about a superstar that actually did win a lawsuit of WWE.
Yeah,
he didn't name it
yesterday.
He didn't name it. Okay, so it probably is Del Rio then.
Yeah, over that whole thing, now, the article I read too said how, like, at the end, like, now there's like rumors of Del Rio maybe going to TNA.
He's not.
Maybe getting
TNA has sent guys to talk to him to sign. He'll make more money wrestling down at AAA in Mexico.
AAA,
Besides, that's his home country right there. He's a hero down there. I mean, I guess when we talk about maybe NXT Takeover tonight, it's going to be a Japanese hero coming to the United, who I'm looking forward to because I've seen some of his matches on YouTube, Kenta. But, Del Rio, for him, especially with TNA sounds like not even going to sign a deal with Spike TV. And it sounds like of all the networks available, it's WGN and Velocity are like the 2 best options for the company right now. This is clearly a company that's dying a slow, painful death. And like I said, I don't think Del Rio would do it. I think he could make easily more money down at AAA than going to TNA.
Yeah.
Because how much is TNA going to offer him, especially when money is their main problem right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it said, like it'd be he'd get revenge on WWE by going to TNA, and I'm thinking, what revenge should he be getting?
How many bigger stars have signed with this company, and the ratings barely moved in any direction?
Yeah.
The highest Hulk Hogan could give TNA was like a 1.4.
Yeah.
That was the highest he could give TNA. Hulk freaking Hogan, Tyler. The guy who made professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, 1.4. Kurt Angle could barely moved it when he got signed, and he was probably a better signing deal compared to Hulk Hogan because at least Kurt could still wrestle when he got signed. He was probably still in his prime. And I would say that now. I think he's a wreck of himself, a shell of his former self. But I mean, like I said, speaking of Kurt Angle, he's even did an interview where he's teasing a major announcement in 2 weeks about where his future will be in wrestling. He won't say where he's going, but 2 weeks he's gonna make an announcement apparently. Because apparently this is the month that his TNA contract expires.
Oh man, that'll be interesting to hear about.
Well, the last news of him and WWE was not good news.
WWE doesn't want him. Yeah.
Well, no, the story was that he first called Triple H, who pretty much just ignored him.
Yeah.
Then he called Vince McMahon. So he went over Triple H's head to try to get a contract signed, and Vince just simply said, "Well, I don't deal with talent signings anymore. Triple H does," which is true.
Yeah.
And Triple H apparently got so pissed, he's just like, screw this guy pretty much. Yeah. So he pissed off the wrong guy, first of all. And like I said, Vince has said it constantly that he does not want to see an Olympic gold medalist die in his ring.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Kurt Angle is he's a shell of his former self.
Yeah, I mean his neck and I mean just his entire body and
also he's just not mentally there.
Yeah.
That whole drug and alcohol problem.
Yeah, I mean
it's too much to ask for with the company.
Yeah. I mean who knows about the alcoholism.
They got a better chance signing Jeff Hardy right now. Although, the whole drug testing is going to be an interesting thing with him as well. So.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the I guess the around the wrestling world news updates.
So Del Rio won a lawsuit. I could see that too there because
I didn't look too much past that, but
I mean the whole scenario was kind of cluster a bit because Del Rio's saying racism. WWE essentially ignored a racist.
Yeah.
And this guy supposedly has had past history with other wrestlers of being kind of a douche. But the other guy essentially said, "Hey, this guy isn't fired. I'm gonna sue because I got assaulted at the workplace and nobody did anything about it." So WWE really couldn't win in any scenarios here. Yeah. So I guess they figured, we're not really using Del Rio anyway. He's supposedly going to leave anyway when his contract's up. We'll just get rid of him.
Yeah.
I guess we'd rather be accused of being a racist company than being a company where we allow our employees to get the shit kicked out of them and so on.
Yeah.
So, but no, if I had to bet my money, especially since he's already showed up in AAA anyway. He showed up at I think it was Triple Mania. He actually, to insult the injury, he came out to his WWE theme song at AAA, which shows you the balls this guy has here because he can't contractually do it. Technically, he can't even wrestle for like 30 days. And anyway,
supposedly. Yeah.
So he's just flipping the bird of this company. Yeah. And actually, apparently, Rey Mysterio might be out too because apparently a video package aired also at the same event where Del Rio was at AAA. So,
yeah.
Oh my God.
So anyways, back to getting back to Raw.
Yeah.
Of course, they had the big Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, rematch here on Raw that they advertised last week.
Wasn't much of a match.
No, and like I thought last week, there'd probably be some kind of shenanigan with this, but at least it was an interesting, a different kind of shenanigan, I guess you could say, where Kane and Seth Rollins are like coming out and. So, suddenly the idea here is to, lower the steel cage that was used earlier for, the Chris Jericho Bray Wyatt match. And essentially, trap Roman Reigns in there with, basically,
3 guys,
basically everybody there representing the Authority. And yeah, I mean, early on it looked like that was backfiring. And as the cage, continued to come down.
Seth Rollins almost got impaled by a spike.
Yeah. Yeah, Seth Rollins was looking to get back in the ring before the steel cage came down, but he got
he made sure the chair got in.
He made sure the chair got in, but
he kind of I guess he noticed in the last second. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I'm sure that would have been a great television for the future.
Oh my God!
I'm sure it's the publicity this company needs is that somebody got impaled on television at an event.
So that left for a moment. Yeah, it left Orton and Roman Reigns in their one-on-one. But then eventually, Seth Rollins would just come out of nowhere. From
just
the top of
dive over the cage. Yeah.
Top of the cage. Yeah, I mean, kind of some trademark Seth Rollins there, and and then that would spell bad news for Roman Reigns there. So just when you thought it was over and maybe Roman Reigns was going to get the better of everybody here, Seth Rollins and the Authority, Kane comes in and they they dismantle Roman Reigns here and stand tall this week inside the steel cage that was lowered.
Well, Night of Champions is going to have Roman Reigns for Seth Rollins. So, in fact, rumors are that Dean Ambrose might actually come back at Night of Champions, maybe.
Really?
Either or the next night, because apparently filming for this movie Lockdown ends on Saturday, the Saturday before the pay-per-view.
Wrapping up.
Yeah, they're going to wrap it that day, and so he's just flying in for Night of Champions. He comes back, and then they can, or at the very least, the next night on Raw then probably. Yeah. And, this honestly, the sooner the better, because as soon as he went away, I felt like we lost another entertaining part of the show pretty much.
Yeah, definitely the past few weeks, it's definitely suffered without,
So, I mean, I don't know. We didn't really talk about the John Cena promo.
Oh, yeah. So, speaking of that, I mean, Paul Heyman, starting off as usual, getting interrupted, fairly soon by John Cena. And I mean, we were talking before we started the show. Some people suggest it might have been one of Cena's, best works. I mean, it's nice that we haven't been seeing the joking Cena.
Except on SmackDown. That one SmackDown.
I mean, well, which I didn't even see, but which, I mean, we should.
The jokes were just as bad as usual.
Which obviously we shouldn't be seeing if, after the match they had at SummerSlam and, considering he's got to be taken seriously. Yeah. We got to take we got to be able to take him seriously here to face, go on and face Brock Lesnar again. So, I don't know. I mean, the whole, eat, sleep, be John Cena thing, like, I know he's kind of shove it into Cena's critics there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't it doesn't have that ring to it that eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. Oh, eat, sleep.
Watch it. They're gonna make a T-shirt out of it.
Be John Cena. It's just like, I don't know.
It's catchy. Make a T-shirt out of it.
Yeah. So, but I get the whole thing. He's gonna be himself here. It was pretty funny. It was pretty cool watching Paul Heyman try to, get Cena sucks and try to get Cena to turn against people in the crowd here, and that was
essentially the way they're wording it was that Paul was almost trying to make John become a Bret Hart figure. Well, no, I mean when Bret Hart turned heel in '97, it wasn't so much a bad guy. He was kind of a bad guy in the States, but a good guy in Canada.
Yeah,
where he got cheered all the time because most of his promos were anti-American promos and that pro-Canadian promos pretty much. But even in the States, he would say well, I'm only going to call out the guys that say I suck in that, but I like to thank my true fans that stuck with me all these years in that. So if there was ever a chance for Cena to turn heel or at least be a tweener, him just to come out and say, yeah, you know what, you guys, because at least I still got a fan base that likes my stuff and so on, so screw all you guys pretty much.
Yeah.
So I mean. To me, I think that can work for Cena to the point where he's not full blown heel.
Yeah.
He's still supporting the C Nation, but he just finally just hates the guys, the minority as he put it. He just starts finally chewing those guys a new one finally, which might be entertaining to hear him maybe cut some entertaining promos in. But once again, I think this was the company once again doing a stupid heel Cena tease.
Yeah, they even had Cena it looked like he was actually gonna look into the sixth row, do what Paul Heyman said and
of course gonna tell that guy that he sucks.
Yeah, and then Cena totally acts like that would have never crossed his mind in the first place. Right after that. So.
Yeah.
So of course Lesnar wasn't present. So at the end of it here, it's all right, next week, which will be the go home show before Night of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
Bring Brock Lesnar. Because I want to fight him or whatever, and if he doesn't show up, then I'm just gonna fight you, Paul Heyman. And as I mentioned earlier before we started the show, it's well, Paul doesn't have to show up either. I would think that
mm-hmm.
Paul could always just not show up himself either.
Yeah.
So it just that kind of was to me a bit of a loophole there.
Well, like I said, the reason why Raw would be considered the worst TV show ever is because it falls through what what a bad TV show has, which is too many plot holes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way too many plot holes. Especially the one plot hole, which is what the hell happened to this whole Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E team that was teased at one point. Kind of they just vanished. They're just ghosts now.
Yeah.
It's like, and not even addressing them, the reason why they're not even here or anything. I mean, once again, worst if a show actually did that, like hyped up 3 new characters or so on, or like a new, whatever on a show, and just dropped it and didn't even mention it, people would say worst TV show ever, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or this clearly is not the best TV show on television. I mean, like I said, if Raw wouldn't say they're a TV show, then it's a sucky TV show.
Yeah. So yeah, that was all. That was basically this edition of Monday Night Raw. I mean,
like I said, I don't know. What was your thoughts on the quick NXT deal? I mean, obviously, I wasn't surprised because I've seen these guys. I'm really NXT's almost the best WWE show that I've seen, pretty much, as far as Raw, SmackDown at, because and it's only an hour long, but it's like that hour is a whole lot more easier to watch than the 3 hour Raw.
Yeah, more like they care, even though it's not as watched, I guess, as the general public, but.
Well, because there's no channel; it's only on the network,
right?
And so on.
Yeah. So I thought it was good. I mean, obviously they definitely wanted to like plug, some signature moves there in there, which you saw the
Red Arrow, which is Adrian Neville. But you can tell by Adrian Neville, the guy's very athletic.
Oh yeah.
His promo skills still a lot to be desired, but that's why he's in development and not on the main roster.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's to me his main problem with his promos is that he's British, so he has an accent. You got to try to still. So that's kind of a disadvantage, but at the same time, this is a company that does need some strong European stars.
Yeah.
Especially with Bad News Barrett still out.
Still
so
out.
I don't see it happening soon, but I can see it happening. The guys I'm looking forward to that I think are going to be caught up sooner than later, definitely Sami Zayn, the former El Generico from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
He's to me he's always been ready, but he's a ring worker, and when you have guys down there that barely have experience, you need a guy like Sami Zayn to make these guys look 10 times better than they actually are. And that's why Triple H likes the guy. I mean, the guy is the perfect ring general, pretty much. So that's high props from a guy from Triple H, pretty much. But Tyler Breeze is great. I mean, I kind of wish it would have showed them their entrances, because his entrance is the selfie deal. Yeah. He takes a selfie walking down and so on. He even sings his own theme song now.
Really? Like
his theme song actually is him singing the lyrics in that. So the last 2 stars that actually sang his theme song, actually turned out pretty well. Shawn Michaels. Yeah. So, and actually people would even say he's kind of has like that kind of Shawn Michaels look to him to a degree. And Tyson Kidd, he's really just down there just so he has something to do, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like his goal is just to put these young guys over to a degree. That's where George is. He's the veteran of the main roster, and he's coming down to show the new guys a thing or two, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which better than him not being on Raw, pretty much. At least he's not staying at home. He's actually doing something, and it's actually important. So I found it pretty entertaining. Clearly, the fans did. I mean, there were some that definitely when Adrian Neville came in, the fans clearly were watching and didn't know how the hell to react, because they clearly didn't see this kind of action in a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Gonna watch NXT tonight to take over Fatal 4-Way. 5 matches on the card. I'm gonna do a quick rundown. First one, Bull Dempsey against Mojo Rawley. There's some of his names here, but I'm gonna go Bull Dempsey. He's a little new to the roster, and they've been pushing him up. Mojo Rawley has really been. I haven't really been digging him for a while. In fact, I think his character is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Bull Dempsey winning. In a hair match, it's going to be Enzo Amore versus Sylvester Lefort. I'm going to go with Enzo Amore. Once again, I just cannot get behind Sylvester Lefort. But and also, I think it'd be a crime if Enzo Amore got his hair shaved, pretty much. But
cut the freaking thing, will you?
So and then tag team match for the NXT Title Championships, the Ascension versus Sin Cara and Kalisto. Technically, I heard that Ascension showed up on main event. And people are hyping about that up as maybe their main roster debut. And if that's the case, good chance that they drop the belts tonight to Kalisto and Sin Cara. So I'm going to go with that, especially since it sounds like Kevin Steen and Prince Devitt will be making their NXT debut tonight. Two new guys they signed.
Yeah.
Kevin Steen, known from Ring of Honor, Prince Devitt. I'm trying to think what promotion he was known from. So I'm gonna go with Callisto and Sin Cara over the Ascension, and the Ascension we're gonna see them on Raw sooner than later probably. The Women's Championship in NXT, Charlotte, Ric Flair's daughter versus Bayley. Once again, Charlotte's been teasing the hell out of Twitter that she's closer, like that she could beat a lot of these divas in the main roster up. And obviously, if you watch her wrestle, you can she's one of the most athletic ones compared to some of the supermodels that are on Raw right now. So if that's the case, I'm gonna go Bayley over Charlotte to win the belt. And then following the main event, Fatal 4-Way for the NXT World Championship, champion Adrian Neville versus Tyler Breeze versus Sami Zayn versus Tyson Kidd. I want to see Zayn and Breeze win, but since Adrian Neville was the guy that set up the match in the first place, like he literally said, like, I'll defend the belt against all three of you guys. Usually when a champion says that, usually they win, so they don't look like an idiot for challenging three different guys in a Fatal 4-Way match. You know, a match where the champion doesn't need to get pinned to lose the title and so on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Neville winning, and I can see Zayn getting called up soon, and of course Ken is gonna show up tonight. Japanese superstar. I know Daniel Bryan's been talking the hell out of this guy because they used to wrestle in the independent circuit. Ric Flair is gonna come out and actually gonna introduce him, but apparently he's been pulled from tonight's show due to personal reasons. That could mean anything with Ric Flair. Yeah. So I'm not gonna guess. So NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way, definitely gonna watch it tonight because the last two specials have always been must watch. And to me, NXT, like I said, the best thing about WWE right now, to me, this company has a bright future. But unfortunately, I watched what happened to all the guys who've been caught up so far.
Yeah.
Adam Rose and Bo Dallas, not good. People would say Rusev's been doing fine, but he's also that look. And he also has that gimmick that I guess it kind of works. I think Bo Dallas's gimmick works too, but the fact that they gave him on Bo and Adam Rose, I'm kind of nervous if like a Sami Zayn got called up, or even if the Ascension got called up. I don't know if they would be thrown right into the tag team mix right away or not, even though they kind of are a legitimate tag team.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on NXT Takeover Fatal 4-Way.
All right. So we can look forward to that tonight. Of course, next week go home show of Raw. Although we got the Eagles game to watch next week on Monday Night Football. So that's not the right. I meant to go with the Nick Foles soundbite there.
I know a lot to say about him next.
Yeah, he's got to bounce back from that weak performance in week 1. So yeah, I won't be watching Raw live. Well, neither of us will be.
Yeah.
Thank
God for YouTube. Thank God for YouTube.
Right. Yeah. I'll have to go back on YouTube and then then we'll have to discuss it later on. So yeah, that's basically where we're at right now in a nutshell. We just got next week's show, and or shows I should say, and then we got Night of Champions coming up. So we'll see what happens next week on Raw. Whatever else happens on SmackDown, and talk about it next week on the Great Wrestling Debate, and I guess make our predictions as well for the Night of Champions pay-per-view. Of course, led by the great John Cena and Brock Lesnar rematch. So, we'll look forward to that next week and discuss it right here. As always, thanks for tuning in to the Great Wrestling Debate.